Chelsea, how Thomas Tuchel have changed this team was I've never seen it being done before. Not even Di Matteo. He wasn't even sure what is his best 11 is. I think somewhere when he took control, Marcos Alonso was playing, Hudson-Odoi was playing, Mason Mount wasn't playing. I think up until the Porto game, he started to see that Mount was the final jigsaw in his tactics. It's just, him and Phil Foden this season in the Premier League has been the most outstanding players I've ever. I mean, the great part about these two is they are not along with Jack Grealish, they are not the typical old. I mean, not say old, typical English players central of midfield. They mix a lot with the energetic, the running, the technique, creating space. It's so lovely to see that these kind of players. But be that as it may, I actually think Frank Lampard must be contributed to this team for putting up with all these youngsters when they were banned from the transfer windows, for 2 transfer windows. These are his youngsters, his protege, Tammy Abraham, who also featured this season, Lampard, who signed Thiago Silva. And the reason I'm pointing all this is that as great as Tuchel is, I don't think he would have done all this. He won't sign Thiago Silva. He got rid of Thiago Silva at PSG in the first place. I don't think he will sign him, for sure. He won't sign Ziyech. Maybe he will sign Havertz, but he won't even look at Mason Mount, believe you me. But hats off to him for putting up with all these youngsters. What I've learned from Chelsea Football Club over the past few years is that they mean business when it comes to success. They don't care if you're a former legend or the greatest manager on earth. If the results don't come immediately, the Russian billionaire Mr. Abramovich will give you the sack. They don't care if it's a popular or an unpopular decision, which is why Rafa Benitez was given the job, and winning the Europa League, which is why Di Matteo was sacked a few months after the season started when they won the Champions League in 2012. They don't care if it's the right decision when changes need to be made. He will do it. Now, as of right now, the gamble pays off because Chelsea has just won the European Cup. Having said that, I believe Thomas Tuchel's job is never safe. Few months into the new Premier League season, if Chelsea is not sitting on top of the table, let's say around 9 or 10, Thomas Tuchel will be shown the door. You're hearing me right now. I'm calling it. And two reasons, as this won't be a shock to me, because that's how Mr. Abramovich runs the club. And secondly, if you analyze it long ahead of this season, guys like Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, all these new guys coming into the club with a hefty price tag, they have had a bad season for their standard that they have set for their previous clubs. Guys like Mount, Azpilicueta, Kante, they have had a much better season than the new boys, And sometimes in football, these things happen. These things happen on the early part of the season because there were signs that shows that this Chelsea team is not a team yet. They are not the creme de la creme, as we said, the best of the best. We saw it against Aston Villa on the final day of the season, against West Brom, and even earlier this season against Liverpool. We saw it. They can be exposed. So as much as this was a great season for Chelsea, and again, in terms of performances, this season, especially in the Champions League against Real Madrid in that first leg at the Di Stefano Stadium where they drew. But if you catch the game properly, they actually dominate Real Madrid. They could have killed Real Madrid in the first leg. But again, this Chelsea team is not as comfortable as a dominating side. That's what I meant. I don't expect them to dominate the league next season. In terms of quality, they are still steps, not far, but steps away behind Liverpool, behind City, behind Bayern, PSG. I know it's a shocker, and I'm not discrediting them for winning the European Cup today. All we know, I have been rooting for Chelsea this season, but I think Tuchel needs to do a lot of reinforcement and backup this season in the transfer window. We'll see where this goes. Exciting talents might pop up somewhere, and Chelsea might have to purchase it. We got a Copa America, we got a European Championship coming up, and personally, I feel it's the stupidest idea if they didn't spend this season for reinforcement. But that's just my opinion, right? In closing, this session, congratulations, Chelsea Football Club. One hell of a football game for the neutrals, and congratulations to their fans. The game was open, total football from the get-go, from both teams. No drama, no controversy, except for the penalty claim. That Spanish referee didn't even budge for a penalty, which is to me is the right call, but I have seen it given for something less. But thank God it didn't happen, because for me it's still too soft. But all in all, a great game. Congratulations, Chelsea. And even though I'm proven wrong with the final, I actually predicted Man City to win 2-3-0. Congratulations to Chelsea. It's always nice to see an underdog win a competition. Let's call a spade here. Man City are the favorites. The bookies got them. The podcast team got them as well. Nobody predicted Chelsea, even though they have won Man City in their 2 previous meetings. Nobody predicted Chelsea to win. But I'm still sticking with my guns that I predicted Chelsea to go into the final.